Hello everyone, welcome to another video. In this video I would like to talk with you about playing accompaniment in pop music. But of course this is a video for the music therapist that they can offer to the client a kind of structure, especially about the rhythm and harmony that your client will understand in some ways that you are trying to sound pop. Consider all the basic harmonies and rhythms that people they normally use. Even that we consider the difference in the different years of the pop music, we can consider that these are some standards that you can use. So let's start with the chord progression. I think that one really typical chord progression that we have is the first, the fifth, the sixth, and the fourth. So we have many songs with this structure. So it doesn't matter the key, so I'm just playing here in G major, but it's important that you can have the first, the fifth, the sixth, and the fourth. So we have like this. And you know, there is even a video in YouTube which is really interesting about the 4-chord songs that they play this structure with these 4 chords in different orders, that you can have many songs with this chord. So for instance, you have typical harmony structure. So I will not copy the video, just show these 2 examples, and if you want you can just write 4-chord songs, and you find a lot of songs with this structure. Another typical is that we call the 1. So we have the 6, and we have the here the 4th and the 5th. Many songs like this. Yeah, so this structure it's really common in many songs. And we have in some other possibilities in terms of harmony that people they use a lot. That for instance you can find out in some songs the typical 1, 5, 1, 5. Here you have the 2nd and the 4th. So this is really typical, and you have as well another that sometimes we have in some songs, which is pretty cool as well. So it's the first. So you play, and this is pretty cool because you play the 5th, but with the bass in an inversion. So for instance, if you play G, you play the D, but you play with an inversion because you have here the inversion. Here in this case, playing in a really nice way the 7th, so many songs they use this kind of interval. Yes, I remember that there is a song, let's see if I can remember using this. It's something like this. So people they use a lot this. So it's a pretty cool chord progression. Okay, so these are the basic chord progressions that you can use. But let's talk about the typical strumming patterns or the finger styles that we can use for playing pop music. A really standard that people they use for accompaniment, and it doesn't matter the instrument that you're playing, is the typical 4/4 time signature that you use only 18 notes. 8 notes, or not 18, sorry, just 8 notes that you play the typical. So if you have a bar in 4/4 and you have tum, ta, tum, ta, tum, ta, tum. So this typical. So we use a lot this. So this is really typical. Another nice way that people they use sometimes is just play the tonic and for sure the root of the chord and just combining with the other notes from the chord. So for instance, in the Shallow Now song, you do the breaks and you do as well these notes together. So you combine tum pa boom pa boom pa boom pa. So you have this structure in terms of playing the root of the chord and the other notes in terms of tum pa tum pa tum pa tum pa tum pa boom pa boom for sure if you remember the song. So you have exactly this effect. Another typical strumming pattern that people they use in pop music is the typical tum tum pa ta tum ka tum pa tum tum pa ka tum ka tum pa cha ka tum. Songs. So many use this pattern. I think in Handsome, Moonbop is this. Yes, this is the name of the song. Ooh. Yes, this is a song from when I was a teenager. Yes, the Hanson, they were so popular. Yes, but you can play as well this tum tum cha cha tum tum ba, just doing some breaks as well. So you can do some breaks. For instance, you can just trying to show for you first the normal. Presented before, but now with the breaks. So I was showing before just a pretty cool as well. So this is another example that you can use in terms of strumming patterns that people they use in pop music. So we have other examples that sometimes people use a lot in piano that they, well, I think that I played this song today. So in a way that you can just show the that you don't have accents. Without accents first. And now with the accents. You can see that I don't know the melody. You can use this strumming pattern as well, even that I don't know the melody. Doesn't matter. Just pay attention in the strumming patterns that I'm presenting here. So with these examples, for sure you can play many pop songs in different ways. Okay, there are some exceptions because considering the band or the artist, they use more, especially considering these R&B bands or singers that they use more different strumming patterns. You can include more things with more groovy or adding different things. So if you take examples like Maroon 5 or other bands that they use more of this. And in this way, you need to use really, in this kind of R&B songs, you really need to use more the swing. And if you're playing guitar, some mute sounds. How is the sound? It's important when you use and you play this kind of R&B songs that you can play in the keyboards when you're playing the bass, that you can create some bass line. No. So the groove is so important, and you can create basic ideas. And for sure, one really important thing when you're doing the basic accompaniment things, when you're playing instruments, is to try to incorporate all the rhythms and from the electronic dance music. So for instance, I'm trying to incorporate that. Or for instance, effects like that. Sometimes even you don't need to play the chords, but just trying to use these percussion sounds. Trying to imitate these electronic effects in your instrument. can incorporate in the songs that you're playing. Okay, I hope you had fun. I had a lot of fun today, and I hope that you can enjoy all these videos about pop music. So this was the last video. So if you want to understand all the things that we saw before, so please watch the previous videos about pop music. Thank you so much, and I hope you can watch and you can for sure indicate this YouTube channel for the people. If you're not part, please subscribe and see you in the next video. Bye bye.